Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Mike Brennan here at the National Hurricane Center. It's just after 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. Here with an update on our area of low pressure off the southeast coast of the United States. This is potential tropical cyclone 16. You'll notice it doesn't look much like your typical tropical depression or tropical storm. That's because it's not. It's a complicated area of low pressure that's got this very large wind field and large area of winds and rain and storm surge and coastal flooding that are going to affect portions of North Carolina on up into the Mid-Atlantic states over the next couple of days. We are expecting this storm to transition into a tropical storm, especially near the center. Right now, the broad center of this area of low pressure is a little more than 400 miles south of Cape Hatteras, and it's moving slowly towards the north. And if we look at the forecast here over the next couple of days, we expect the center of this system to move generally northward toward the coast of North Carolina and reach the coast overnight Saturday night or Friday night into early Saturday, and then move across eastern North Carolina and into southeastern Virginia Saturday and Saturday night, and then up across the Chesapeake Bay and the Delmarva Peninsula as we go into Sunday, and then offshore of the mid-Atlantic coast of the United States on Monday. We are expecting the system to strengthen. We expect it to attain maximum wind somewhere 55, 60 miles per hour, so there could be some significant wind impacts, especially across portions of the North Carolina Outer Banks, Pamlico, Albemarle Sound regions, and up into the Tidewater, lower Chesapeake Bay regions of Virginia. We have a tropical storm warning in effect in these areas in blue, all the way from Cape Fear all the way up into the portions of the northern Chesapeake Bay and along the Atlantic coast, up through the coast of Maryland along the eastern shore to just south of Fenwick Island, Delaware, and for lower portions of the tidal Potomac, including portions of southern Maryland and the northeastern portions of Virginia. But again, large area of impacts associated with this storm. They're going to extend well out away from the center, especially to the north. So the tropical storm conditions are going to begin along portions of the North Carolina coast during the day tomorrow and then spread northward well in advance of the center. Here's another look at the tropical storm warning here in blue, and you can see that it does extend inland a fair bit into eastern North Carolina into places like Kinston, along the west side of the Pamlico Sound, up along the Albemarle Sound into places like Hampton Roads, Norfolk, and then along the eastern portion, western portions of the Chesapeake Bay and portions of the eastern shore. On the storm surge front, we have a storm surge warning in all the areas you see here in purple. That includes areas like Pamlico Sound, the Pamlico and Neuse Rivers, portions of Carteret County, and then up along Currituck County, the northern portions of Albemarle Sound into Hampton Roads, Tidewater area of Virginia, portions of the eastern shore, and then portions of the James and the Rappahannock and the York Rivers as well in eastern Virginia. These areas in purple here have the danger of life-threatening inundation from storm surge, could be as much as 2 to 4 feet above ground level. Everywhere you see in yellow here, actually in portions of North Carolina along the Pamlico and Pungo Rivers, the Neuse and the Bay Rivers, we could see that inundation be even higher, 3 to 5 feet above ground level. So it gets into that life-threatening stage. We're going to have a lot of easterly winds and northeasterly winds piling water into the west side of the Pamlico and Albemarle Sounds and up into those rivers. Same thing's going to happen in portions of the Chesapeake Bay and Hampton Roads. So we're going to have a widespread storm surge event, a lot of coastal flooding, a lot of inundation, again, 2 to 4 feet over widespread areas, 3 to 5 feet across portions of the western Pamlico Sound. And then even outside of the storm surge watch warning areas, places like the upper Chesapeake Bay, tidal Potomac, Delaware Bay, and to coastal New Jersey, we could see 1 to 3 feet of inundation with coastal flooding there. And then that's also going to be the case for areas like Myrtle Beach and Wilmington, North Carolina. Moving on to the rainfall threat, we could see rainfall totals of 3 to 5 inches across portions of eastern North Carolina, southeastern Virginia, isolated amounts as high as 7 inches. So that could create some flooding problems there, especially where you have the combination of the heavy rainfall and the storm surge interacting together along portions of the rivers and the sounds and into the Chesapeake Bay region. We're also going to see those rainfall totals 2 to 4 inches spread farther northward along the mid-Atlantic coast and even reach up into portions of southern New England as we go into the weekend. In terms of the flood potential, we're looking at Friday into Saturday here across eastern North Carolina. From rainfall, we could see scattered flash flooding, including southeastern Virginia, much of the eastern shore, southern New Jersey. That rainfall flooding threat will spread northward into the farther north into the mid-Atlantic states and southern New England as we go from Saturday into Sunday. There's also a risk of tornadoes during the day tomorrow and into early Saturday, primarily focused along portions of coastal North Carolina, the Outer Banks, the Pamlico and Albemarle Sound regions. So just to wrap things up, this is going to be an impactful storm. It's not going to make a tremendous amount of difference exactly where the center of this system moves. The impacts are going to be widespread over a large area from coastal North Carolina up through the Chesapeake Bay region and into portions of the Delmarva Peninsula. So again, if you live in a storm surge evacuation zone, especially in that storm surge warning area, please follow any advice you're given by your local officials. Again, you have time to get ready for the storm through the rest of tonight and even portions of early tomorrow in North Carolina. Farther north, you have a little more time during the day on Friday. But again, we're going to see prolonged high water in the coastal flooding and storm surge over multiple tide cycles. So this is going to be a rather impactful event. And so please stay tuned for more information. We're going to be back with you with more updates tomorrow. You can come to the National Hurricane Center website at hurricanes.gov for more information on this system. You can find your local National Weather Service office at weather.gov. So again, stay tuned for more updates on this system. I'm Mike Brennan here at the National Hurricane Center.